All right, so good morning. We're going to start lying on the block with the block under the upper chest, the heart opening. And if it's all right for your hips and legs, to the Baddha Konasana, feet together, knees out to the side. So you can always straighten them out at any time, or some other position that could just be straight up with the knees, or even in the crossed legs, which is comes out a little differently than the Supta Baddha Konasana. All right. Meanwhile, here we are getting ourselves situated on the block or lying flat. And soles of the feet together, whatever squinging around in the lengthening out in the knee. Nice deep breaths. And letting that breath expand and open your body. Inhale in particular is part of the stretch and open feeling. Sometimes exhale kind of feels the same with the exhale melting over the block or more heavily into the floor. I'm noticing what you're feeling as you breathe. And we will take a few more breaths here. And then if the legs are Baddha Konasana, giving them a slide out to straight. Maybe a stretch up overhead with the arms so that we're making ourselves very long from the toes to the fingertips. And then coming up to sitting. And here we are, sitting in Sukhasana, using those arms alongside, lengthening up space coming between the vertebrae, space in the hip sockets. And whatever squinging or shifting you want to do. And then we'll finish up with that. And here we are, reaching out wide through the collarbones, through the fingertips. Feeling your breath, letting that breath carry the arms up. Inhale and exhale. and down. Inhale and exhale. And let's do that again. And one more time, bringing the arms up overhead. And then we'll side bend over to the right, reaching that right arm to the floor. Doesn't matter if you went to the other side because we're going to do both sides. Inhaling and exhaling into the left side. And let's come back up, bringing the left arm back up to meet the right overhead. Maybe a little softening of the shoulders, and then we'll go over to the left. Breathing into the right side. And then bringing the left arm back up to meet the right. Breathing both arms down. Let's change the cross of the legs, maybe a little squinginess in the shoulders. And then we will come forward and over, breathing wide across the back of the body. And walking the hands over to the right diagonal. And left hand on the right knee, twisting open, twisting inside out. And then bringing that right arm over the ear in the side bend forward sort of thing. And swooping that right arm around back to the center. Deep breath here. Coming up, unfurling the spine. And then, oh, we have to go back over and to the left. I forgot we didn't have to change the cross of the legs. And now we're over to the left diagonal. And right hand on the left knee, twisting open, turning inside out. Reaching that left arm over the ear, side bending over, and side bending under. And then swooping that left arm back around into the center. Coming up, unfurling the spine vertebrae by vertebrae up on top of the sitting bones. Inhale And let's come up in downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And walking the dog or anything else you want to do here. Getting the back of those legs lengthened out. So it's a lot the hamstrings. It's not just the hamstrings, it's the calves, it's the ankle, it's the back of the knee, it's the lower back that's going to let your um, hips hinge forward more as well. And then here we are in our best downward facing dog of this moment. And then we're going to do 3 times to the plank and back up to downward facing dog. You need to come down and give your wrist a break a moment, go ahead. And then whenever you're ready, we'll inhale and exhale forward to the plank, holding here 2 or 3 breaths. And then hinging back up to downward facing dog. And again, forward to the plank, adjusting the timing for yourself as you need. And up to downward facing dog. And once more forward to the plank. And lifting back up to downward facing dog. Coming down, sitting back in child's pose. And then let's come onto our stomach into the Sphinx. Pulling back with the elbows, pulling back with the whole lower arm, especially from the outside edge there. Like you're going from the little finger side of the hand along the outer edge of the lower arm, outer shoulders, pulling back wide across the collar. And let's take a bend of the knees, bridge posing into the floor. And extending those legs back out. And we'll peel ourselves up. Couple cat and cow ripples. And into downward facing dog. And then going through the vinyasa, any version you want, forward to the plank, and then making choices from there. You can make more than one choice. And we'll all be back in downward facing dog in a moment. Taking a deep breath here. And then looking between the hands to jump or step forward. Into the concave back, halfway up. Folding over. And coming up to standing, big front body. And arms down long through the top of the head. All right, here we are in Tadasana. And let's circle those shoulders. 3, 2, 1. Other direction. One more front to the back, interlocking the fingers. Lengthening up the front of the body to lift the chest, to lift the chin. And coming forward and over, reaching out through the arms. And releasing the hands. Concave back. Folding over, let's step back with the left leg into the long, low lunge. And then easing that left knee down and coming up in Jayasana. Let's take a twist to the right, arms parallel to the floor. And then hooking the left arm over the right outer leg, deepening the twist, maybe a little diagonal forward with the torso. And bringing the hands into the twist in Namaste. And Namaste into the center. And lifting the left knee, we're going to turn to the side into the wide leg forward bend. Prasarita Padottanasana. All right, and let's turn back to the right lunge at the front of the mat, and we will step forward again. Into the concave back, folding over, and coming back up to standing, big front body movement. And pressing the arms down long through the top of the head. And then we will do that on the left. So let's interlock the fingers behind. Lifting up the front of the body to lift the chest, to lift the chin. Come forward, over. And releasing the hands. And we will step back with the right leg into the long, low lunge. So now we have our left leg in front, the other leg. And easing that right knee down. We'll come up in Jayasana. Twisting to the left, arms parallel to the floor. And we'll hook the right arm over the outer left thigh or knee, deepening the twist. Coming forward on the diagonal any amount you want. And still in the twist, bringing that left arm around to meet the right in Namaste. And namaste in the center. And then we will go to the wide leg forward bend, Prasarita Padottanasana. And let's walk our hands over to the right leg. So I'm not the mirror here, remember. Over to the right leg toward the back of the mat. And then over to the left leg toward the front of the mat. Back to the center, and this time we'll twist to the right. So coming up on tippy fingers, or maybe a block, and we will twist right. So our torso stays more or less in the center between the legs. It doesn't move to the right, or maybe a tiny bit, but not much, as we twist to the right, rotating the spine. And back to the center, and then twisting to the left. And back to the center. And then we will turn to our left lunge at the front of the mat. And stepping forward. Into the concave back. Folding over. And coming up to standing, big front body yawn. And around to namaste. So let's do the big ripple around into not Ustrasana, Utkatasana, the chair pose. So big front body yawn. And then we're going to reach back with the arms and bend the knees, so we kind of stick our butt out along the way, and the arms come down and around, maybe a little contract and scoop. And then reaching the arms forward, flattening and lengthening the spine. So let's do that once more, just in case you had to think a lot. So coming back up to the front body yawn, and reaching the arms around, arching the back, a little scoop under and into the chair pose. And releasing over. Concave back, folding over, proceeding in kind of the usual way through the vinyasa, downward facing dog. And we're going to do pass off warrior ones, more or less. So let's lift our right leg up. And dog at the high fire hydrant. Big inhale and exhale through to the lunge or stepping forward and coming up into the warrior one. And then we'll circle the arms around. We're going to go 3 times. Inhale and exhale. Maybe about 2 breaths to get those arms around. And we'll go twice more. And 3. Finishing with that, namaste in front, strong in the center a moment, and then namaste into the floor. Stepping back up to downward facing dog, lifting the left leg up, 3-legged dog. Bend the knee dog at the high fire hydrant. Through to the lunge, coming up in the warrior number 1 on the left. Arriving here. And let's do 2 circles around with the arms. Breathing them around. And 1. And again. And 2. Namaste in front. And namaste into the floor. Stepping back up to downward facing dog, passing off to the right leg that lifts up. Bend the knee dog at the high fire hydrant. And through to the lunge. Coming up in the warrior number 1. Once again, on the right. Let's circle the arms 1 time around. Namaste in front. And then into the pigeon. Up and down. Walking that right foot across. And getting yourself situated here, or there, or wherever you are. And then we'll high pigeon, proud pigeon. Inhaling up the front, exhale, pouring down the back. Coming forward and over, sleeping pigeon. And coming up, we're going to sit off onto our right hip into the half dragonfly, facing the long edge of the mat with the right leg bent, left leg straight. And coming forward between the 2 legs, getting a little more settled in here, a little squingy side to side in the lower waist. And coming up. And we'll Parvrita Janu Shirsasana. Inhale and exhale, twisting right. Left hand on the left leg. Reaching out, reaching up just a little more and over. Couple more breaths. And then letting yourself turn to face that left leg, Janu Shirsasana. Up, unfurling the spine on the diagonal there. And we'll bring the left leg into Baddha Konasana. A little press down with the elbows, a little forward. And we'll extend those legs out to Konasana, the angle pose. Nice big yawn in the back of that right knee, especially. Coming forward here. And coming up, bring those legs back into Baddha Konasana. And then we're going to take the right leg over to the left toward the back of the room into Bharadvajasana with the arch of the right foot, with the ankle, right ankle into the arch of the left foot. And let's take a twist to the left. Inhale and exhale. And back to the center. We'll open up that right leg again back to Baddha Konasana for a moment. And then sliding the legs out straight into Dandasana. Coming forward over the legs. And coming up. Let's pull those legs back into Baddha Konasana. And we'll extend the right leg out to straight with the left leg bent. Janu Shirsasana. Or no, half dragonfly. There we go. With the left leg. And let's come forward here. Left leg bent. Maybe that squinge in there. And coming up. Let's twist to the left. Inhale and exhale. Right hand onto the right leg. And reaching out, reaching up, reaching over that right leg. Ardha Janu Shirsasana. And pulling down to face the right leg. And Janu Shirsasana. Up, unfolding our left leg into Konasana. Coming forward. And coming up, legs into Baddha Konasana, feet together, knees out to the side. We'll stretch here, pressing down now with the elbows. And then Bharadvajasana with the left leg coming across, left ankle into the arch of the right foot. And we will twist to the right. Lift a little taller back to the center. Opening up that left leg back to Baddha Konasana for a moment. And sliding those legs straight out in front into Dandasana. Coming forward. And coming up, and we'll pull those legs in, and we'll come up into the horizontal center of the mat, rolling up just right onto your feet from here, coming to the side if needed, into the forward bend in the horizontal center. And a little concave back, inhale out, exhale, pouring over, coming all the way up to standing, big front body yawn. Around to Namaste in front. And let's step the feet wide apart. And we'll rotate our right leg out 90 degrees, extend the arms out to the side into the warrior two. Inner thigh, inner knee to center of the foot. And here we are breathing. Inhaling and exhaling, sending your breath through your body. And then let's take a reach out into the side angle pose. Reaching long through that left arm while the outer left leg down to the left, outer foot resists that pull to the right. And then letting the left arm pull you down, back to the plank or downward facing dog, through the vinyasa, and then we will all meet up in downward facing dog for a couple breaths. Coming down, sitting back in child's pose. And then coming up, standing up on our knees, and we'll do a camel pose. So let's bring the arms up, big front body yawn. And bringing those arms around, hands to the sacrum or wherever they go on this first reach. So remember, you can come up and do this as 2 or 3 shorter hold Ustrasanas, or maybe it's going to be a long hold. And maybe your arms are creeping down the back of your thighs to your heels. Opening up the front of the body. Breathing. Can you feel like the back and side ribs expand here as well? Breathe into the back of the body, even though it's being contracted. And then we will come back up. Descend back onto the heels, whatever amount. I'm not going to go all the way down. We'll do a few cats and cows, maybe cats and cows up on all fours, or maybe those micro cats and cows sitting on the heels. And my knee can only take so many times of being completely bent these days. All right. And we still have to go all the way around, leading with the left. Oh, I shouldn't say it like that. Now we get to go all the way around with that again, leading with the left. There we go. Positive spin. And we're in downward facing dog. And here we go with our pass off warrior number 1. Lifting that left leg up. And we'll bend the knee, dog at the high fire hydrants. Breathing, not being in a rush, settling into being up here, standing, posing again. And then through to the lunge, coming up in the warrior number 1. And we'll breathe the arms around 3 times on this first warrior 1. Inhale and exhale, inhale and exhale, probably. And third time. Namaste in front. And namaste into the floor, stepping up to downward facing dog. The right leg lifts up. Bend the knee, dog at the high fire hydrant. Through to the lunge. Warrior number 1 on the right. And then twice around with that circling inhale and exhale. And namaste in front. And stepping back up to downward facing dog. Lifting the left leg up. Bend the knee dog at the high fire hydrants. And through to the lunge. Warrior number 1 on the left. And circling those arms once. Namaste in front. And coming down and into the pigeon. Holding yourself settled into this pigeon here, there, and everywhere. And then proud pigeon. Inhaling up the front, exhale, pouring down the back. Coming forward and over, sleeping pigeon. And coming up, and we will sit off onto the left hip, into the half dragonfly on the left, as it were. Coming forward for a moment, getting settled in, maybe a couple squinches. And coming up. And we will twist to the left. Inhale and exhale. Right hand on the right leg, reaching out and up and over. Reaching down to face the leg. Up, and let's take the left arm back, out diagonal from the right leg, and coming up in yoga thingy, or something like it. And coming down, let's extend that left leg out. Ah, nice big yawn in the back of the left knee, especially coming forward in Konasana. Coming up, bringing the legs into Baddha Konasana. Feet together, knees out to the side. And then we're taking our left leg up and over to the right into Bharadvajasana, facing the back of the mat a little, and we'll twist to the right. Back to the center, opening up that left leg into Baddha Konasana. Sliding the legs out straight into Dandasana. Taking a short forward here. And coming up, pulling the legs back to Baddha Konasana. And then we'll extend our left leg out to straight. Right leg is bent. A little coming forward and squinginess. And we will twist to the right. Inhale and exhale. Left hand on the left leg, reaching out and up and over the left leg, Parivrtta Janu Shirsasana. And pulling down to face the left leg, Janu Shirsasana. Up, and we take the right leg back, right arm back, so it's in more or less a line with the left leg, coming up in the yoga thingy. And coming back down, extend the right leg out into Konasana. Coming forward. Coming up, Baddha Konasana. Sliding the legs out straight into Dandasana. Coming forward a couple breaths. And then coming up, and then we'll take that forward up into forward bend, standing in the horizontal center of the mat. And a concave back, folding over, coming up to standing big front body yawn. Around to Namaste. Inhale and exhale. Stepping the legs wide apart. And we'll rotate the left leg out 90 degrees, extend the arms into the warrior number 2. And then knee to the center of the foot. Shoulders dropping down. So the arms almost feel like they're being lifted up from underneath instead of from the top of the shoulders. I'm breathing. A big reach out and over into the side angle pose, reaching with that right arm over the ear, resisting with the right side, reaching down through the right outer leg and foot. And we let the pull of that right arm win, as it were, and the hand comes to the floor. We step to downward facing dog, or maybe the plank, through a vinyasa or not. Or as many vinyasas as you want. At some point, we're all in downward facing dog and taking a couple deep breaths there. If you can breathe through any weariness you feel, you might actually kind of feel a little dull and hard to really feel that downward facing dog here, but that's all right. Just breathe anyway. Find what you can, be with what you're feeling. And then we'll all be back in child's pose. Nice big round breaths across the back of the body. And let's make our way around and on to our back. Calming down and considering, is there anything else you feel you want or need to do here? Maybe doing it, maybe not. Maybe right to Shavasana. Inhaling and exhaling. Deep breath, let and go a little more. And breathing back into your body, into the room, moving the fingers and toes, and a little circling the wrists and ankles. Stretching the arms up overhead. Bend the knees. And gently make your way up to sitting. Sitting in any comfortable position with a long and spacious spine. Taking another moment, sitting quietly inside yourself. Namaste. Thank you for coming. Let's see.
Thank you, Anne.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anne, very much. Wonderful.